want to start cabbage farming, what do they need to start with? What is the starting point?
The market.
The market.
Yes, that's number one. The number one form of irrigation that should always be in your mind is drip irrigation. Yes. Should be hybrid, number one. Because in a period of 5 to 7 days, you start germinating. Within day 7 to day 10, you should be able to know what your germination percentage is.
Hello. This is Fred, your farmer and the agronomist, and you're back to our class. It has always been practical class from experience and what is going in the farm. And today I'm joined by a good friend of mine, a super agronomist, a farmer who has been doing beautiful things in the farm, and I wanted to get the secret, or to get to know why he's performing good, and so that we as farmers, we can get to learn better and be like him. So bro, welcome back again.
Thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself. I know people knows you, but it's always good to tell them whom you are again, so that they can know you better. It's always good to introduce yourself.
True. Asante sana, Farm with Fred.
Yes.
Welcome to Makuyu. We are today at Makuyu. Makuyu is in Moranga.
Yes.
The farm specifically is known as Makuyu Greenfields.
Makuyu Greenfields.
Yes, just from the word Greenfields, we are really trying to make it as green as possible. The name is Vonis Sombiro Nkoba. I'm the founder and CEO at Maishamba Agricultural Solutions Limited.
Yes.
A consultancy company that has majored on agronomic support and at the same time on farm management services. This is one of the farms that we manage, whereby we are trying a number of things in form of diversification, all in the name of the push for food security. We want to try food security at our own capacity. We are about 50 million people in Kenya, Fred.
Yes.
And I alone as Vonis cannot feed the 50 million people.
Sure.
But here in Moranga County, here in Makuyu, within this locality where we have thousands and thousands of people, I can be able to feed some of these 5,000 people.
Sure.
But in the meantime, as I try to feed these 5,000 people within this surrounding, it's also good to encourage other farmers. The fight for food security is not a secret fight. It's not that fight that we'll be doing under the table in darkness. That you want to deal alone. Me alone, I'm the one who's giving people tomatoes. You can never finish the consumers.
You can never
satisfy them. I'm unable to get to people, for example, our neighboring town is Sagana. As you go downwards, if I'm unable to feed people in Sagana, it's encouraging to have farmers within Sagana feeding those people. It's encouraging to have people within Moya. We know Moya, they have majored a lot in rice and tomatoes. It's also good to educate these farmers on how they can feed within that locality. And as we continue on this push, as we try to disseminate this knowledge, disseminate to people through the social media like YouTube, we are able to encourage more and more to join the bandwagon, give them the right knowledge, continue insisting on our theme that farming is not a gambling venture, farming is a business, and at the same time just to remind them farming is like a calling for God.
Very true. And also to remind them, there are so many questions that have been coming through my inbox, and some of these questions I was unable to answer them as a farmer. And now I think all these questions that I'm holding, I've not answered. Today is the day now I'm going to bring them to you, because you're a farmer, you're an agronomist, so that you can give them, you can answer the farmers, because so many farmers are following this channel. So many people are following my training, also the training that we've done together, and they would like to know the secret, they would like to know how to start, and they would like to know how to continue. Starting and continuing are two different things. You can start and fail to continue. So, and you have been in this game for the last, you told me 6 years?
Yes, 6 years.
For the last 6 years, bro. And you are pressing very hard. Even you are stronger than last year. You are stronger than yesterday. So you want to know those secrets. So to start with, a farmer who wants to start. And today we are going to major our discussion on cabbage farming. A farmer who wants to start cabbage farming, what do they need to start with? What is the starting point?
Definitely before you set out to any venture.
Yes.
Any farming venture. Be it carrots, be it onions, be it what.
Yes.
And now coming back to cabbages. In this case, our cabbages. The first thing we look at is the market.
The market.
Yes, that's number one. Before everything, you have the farm, you have the capital, you have everything.
Yes.
But you have to start with the market aspect of it. You have to ask yourself these important questions.
Yes.
Where is the market of cabbages?
Where am I going to sell the cabbages?
Yes, exactly.
Good.
Then, after I've known where, the next question would be, how am I going to get these cabbages to that market?
To that market.
I'm here in Makuyu.
Yes.
My market is in Nairobi.
Yes.
Nairobi and Makuyu is a distance of 80 kilometers.
Sure.
Estimate.
Sure.
I find a person who is capable of buying them in Marikiti. Already I found my market.
Yes.
But coming back, I do not have transport.
Sure.
I don't know how to go about the transport logistics. And doing like these cabbages, we have an estimate of about 6,000 cabbages here.
Yes.
Transporting 6,000 cabbages with matatus is a next to impossibility.
So
you have to ask yourself these questions. But again, find yourself in this situation. I'm in Makuyu.
Yes.
A neighboring school eat cabbages every single week, and I'm here nearby.
Yes.
It happens this neighboring school is taking their cabbages from where? Another distance of about 60 kilometers.
Yes.
But me, who is there 1-2 kilometers away,
Yes.
have the farm, I'm capable of producing for them.
Very true.
It can be very consistent. Just to be able to know how can I get it to them. Even for you, logistically is easier. It's cheaper transporting them. You are already guaranteed there. The market.
Yes.
That is the first thing. Look at your market options.
Okay, on the market, before you go to the next step, when you talk of market, so many people think of the open air market.
Yes.
They think of when you visit the Marikiti market, when you visit major towns market. When you talk of market, that is what they think about. But I think market is very wide.
Yes.
You can also think of homestead.
Yes.
You can also just look at the homestead around you. Each homestead has several kitchens. And in those kitchens, maybe once in a while, they consume cabbage.
Exactly.
So I think it's not necessarily you run to the market and meet all of us in the open air market or in the town's market. We now leaving the real consumers, because people in the kitchens are the ones who runs to the market that we are taking them.
Exactly.
So we can even easen the job for many of the homestead by delivering it to them. But this time round, delivering it at a higher cost compared to taking it to the open air market. So that is the addition I can add on that market. Then to the next step, what else do they consider? Or you want to add something on market?
No. Market, at least I've talked about options, and market is wide. If we start talking about market, we might finish probably another 1 week. Talking on market.
These are all lecture.
Exactly.
Yes, a whole semester.
Yes.
Yeah, very true.
So for market, that is the first thing.
Yes.
Then the second thing, as a person who wants to grow cabbages, as a farmer, you need to identify the right technical aspect of it.
The right technical aspect of it.
Knowledge can come in different forms. The technical knowledge of it, of how to produce cabbages. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, you can go to Facebook.
Yes.
But again, when you talk about knowledge, it's so much out there.
Sure.
Trying to discern what is true and what is false for a person who is starting out might be very difficult. I've seen a lot of information out here that are misleading to farmers, and that's where the next important thing comes for a farmer. You have done your market research well. The next thing, try and identify which expert you may work with. In this case, an agronomist.
So talking of knowledge and skills, you are not telling a farmer to go to school and learn these skills, or to look for booklets or anywhere to learn them. You want them to partner or associate, to have a connection with people with knowledge.
Exactly.
Great.
I want the farmer to do the research, to read ahead, to do the research on their own.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'd prefer also if they have someone holding their hand. They have someone who's telling them, okay,
Yes.
you went online and saw that nitrogen is the nutrient for root formation.
Yes, yes.
You have someone who tell you, no, it's not nitrogen, it's phosphorus.
Sure.
Because for Google, anybody can post.
Yeah,
And you
anybody
find,
can. Yeah,
You know,
very
at
true.
times it's someone who thinks it's the nitrogen for roots,
Yes.
but you find it's the nitrogen for the leaf formation.
Yes, very true.
So after you have identified your agronomist, and also remember agronomist is again another own wild field. So again another unit.
Yes.
We are very different.
Yes.
We have agronomists who are sales agronomists. They are there to sell their chemicals.
They are coming to sell products.
So
Very
if
true.
you get that person, that one has a name as a sell agronomist because he or she is selling products of a certain company that is agricultural. But in real sense, you find it's someone who did, not saying that teachers are down or what, but you find someone who did a bachelor in science in education.
Sure.
Bachelor in science in arts, but now for survival, is here doing sales,
Yes.
and you call that person an agronomist, but you find they don't have the right knowledge.
Sure, sure.
You have to seek for someone who has gone to school, either a diploma, could be a certificate, could be a degree, could be masters.
Yes.
But these are people who have been taught. They have the in-depth knowledge.
Yes.
Because remember, Fred, farming is a science.
Farming is a ability.
That is number one.
Art and science, even the definition for agriculture, it's art and science.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the science bit, you need someone who has gone to school.
Sure.
To go through that science to come and guide you.
Yes.
That is number two. Then now, number three, we come into the hands-on now at the farm.
The farm operators or
Yes.
the guys that you're working with.
Exactly. Because whatever this agronomist will be advising or whatever you need to be implemented will be that person at the farm.
Sure.
The farmer.
Yes.
Again, this is another place that farmers try to assume a lot, and it has become a do or break for a lot of people.
Sure.
I've seen a person bringing a cousin, a drunkard cousin from Kisii, to come and work for them to try and help them.
Yes.
Then the drunkard cousin comes and starts selling their chemicals to try and get something small
to drink.
Yes, for the alcohol. Others bring people who are totally illiterate.
Yes.
This same illiterate person you are there telling to do 20 ml of a certain chemical, that person does 50 ml, burns the crops.
Sure.
Or that person stays and decides, I think this chemical I should spray on cabbage tomorrow. And you find it's Roundup, it's an herbicide.
So sad.
Comes and burns the whole cabbage.
Sure.
You can't blame the person, doesn't know to read.
Yes.
But you come to the person who had. So at least you are not saying that you need to be sent some CVs at the farm. But at least try and get someone who has doesn't have to be experienced, doesn't have to be that knowledge, but should be literate. Someone who's responsible. You just don't get any other person to the farm.
And a positive person.
Exactly. And a person who is committed to the work. There are people, a lot of people out here who are committed to farming, who love farming, who want to learn, who I know if I go to that farm, in 5 years' time, if I leave that farm, I will be a farmer myself.
Sure.
So someone with such mentality, those are the people you bring to the farm. After you have done all that is your team.
Yes.
You have you as the farmer.
Yes.
You have your agronomist as the person holding your hand. You have your farmer. Could be one, could be two, could be three.
Yes.
But now that is your team. That is your boardroom.
Sure.
Because you are now trying to create a production site which is like a factory.
Yes.
After doing all that, now we come to the real work on ground, where we start with land preparation. Land preparation can come in different forms, depends on your form of irrigation. You could be doing flooding, you decide to do the furrows. You could be doing the sprinklers, you decide to do the sunken beds, or you could be doing like me here, you decide to raise your beds and have your drip lines. So you can plow, you can have people coming in with their hose and doing the plowing themselves. You can bring the oxen plow, whatever the case. Try and plow the land well. It could be, I prefer deep tilling, because here you are able now to turn the soil very well. Aeration comes in within the soil. We have some oxygen coming in. We have the living organisms, lots and lots of them now benefiting from that aeration. They now come and do your beds. In my case, I did bed now where the art comes in. Land preparation follows science, because there's oxygen that is needed by these organisms. But now when you come to do the beds, like raising beds, doing the sunken beds, those are now art.
They're art now.
Yes, you cannot do one bed a meter wide, then the next bed you want to do 80 centimeters, another bed you want to do 70 centimeters, you are missing on that art aspect, and it will come to mess you on the science, on plant population, on a certain plant population, on a certain spacing aspect of it, on competition of plants. So you have to follow a certain criteria, and the recommended size of beds is 1 meter. The footpath, like this one, we have the footpath at 0.5 centimeters. I've seen some people just trying to get more beds are doing 80 centimeters and doing about 30 centimeters of this footpath. But you find when it comes to the crop management, it's really hard. When a person tries to spray, they walk this way, like someone who's cat walking at the farm. They cannot be able, because you need a place that you can be able to stand like this, spray this cabbage, spray this next cabbage, walk very well. When you are doing your crop inspection, you are doing your scouting, you are able to move without any worry. But when you are like this, you are not even comfortable. So even if you have a worker there on ground, they won't be able to scout comfortably. Because even passing within the place, you know, it's jumbled up. Then after I do the beds, for my case I did the drip irrigation. I always recommend drip irrigation. For any farmer out there listening to us, the number one form of irrigation that should always be in your mind is drip irrigation. Because drip irrigation, number one, conserves water. Number two, drip irrigation conforms to production per unit area. Because of the spacing, the rate of water it removes per hour. You are able to be favored a lot, and that's why you find in my case a lot of my cabbages, better percentage, they have a certain uniformity. The ones that you are seeing are smaller, the ones that you came and cap later on. After you do your drip irrigation, then now comes to planting. But before planting, ideally, there's an important point that I forgot. There should be after land preparation, and that is collection of soil for testing, sampling.
Testing the soil.
Important. No farmer should always assume this stage.
In fact, that should be the second from marketing. You are from market search, you come collect the soil.
Know what your farm has in form of pH and in form of nutrient composition. Then you can be able to correct it. So, because also this soil test is what will guide us after planting our cabbages, is what will guide us in form of nutrition. But before we get there, at planting, the first thing we do is we conform ourselves to the recommended spacing. The recommended spacings are not things that were guessed. These are spacings that were done research and a lot of studies. There's someone who did cabbages at 20 centimeters, at 30, at 40, at 45, at 50, at 60 centimeters, and was able to get certain data in terms of results. Was able to know at 20 centimeters the cabbage will be very small, at between 45 to 60 centimeters the cabbage will be big. And that is the recommended space of cabbage. From one cabbage to the other should be between 45 to a maximum of 60 centimeters. Yes, and from one row to the other should be between 50 to 60 centimeters. Thereby you are creating a certain space the cabbages cannot compete. Grow your cabbages within that recommended spacing. Immediately, you don't have to wait. The first thing, of course, you have watered, little water just to push them. Then before even that day's end, the first thing we normally think of is to prevent transplanting shock. And we have a lot of substances in the market that are seaweed extracts. For me, I use Optimizer from Green Life just to try and prevent that transplanting shock. Then at times I do also an insecticide that has emamectin, good for
the cutting
insect, the cutworms. We have the armyworms that like cutting the young seedlings. Then in other cases I also use carbendazim-based fungicide just to prevent these soil rot, the dumping off, you know, this disease of the roots. Cabbages in a period of 5 to 7 days should start germinating. Within day 7 to day 10 you should be able to know what your germination percentage is. And you should be able to see, I grew 200 cabbages, only 2 died, so my germination percentage is okay. Or I grew 200 cabbages, but out of 250 are dead. It's a problem. And that's when now the agronomist comes in. They're able to come and say, probably because of A, B, C, D, and that's why this happened.
Now, we've gone to planting, and I know this is a question that will come through, the varieties, because so many farmers will like to know which variety should I grow, which variety is Von is growing, which is the best variety. So the varieties now on the planting, which is the best variety can farmers do? Or what determines the variety?
This is what I'll advise farmers.
Yes.
I've used a number of varieties, about 7 varieties. So coming out and saying this is the best, and I'm not being paid for their marketing aspect of it.
Yes.
But what I can guarantee farmers.
But what do they consider when selecting the variety they will grow in their farm?
Should be hybrid, number one.
Hybrid, yes.
Yes, we have the normal varieties,
yes,
and we have the hybrid varieties. What you know, so long as you have a cabbage that is a fun, it will never fail you.
Okay.
So the other thing that I will encourage farmers is also when they think about nursery setup.
Yes.
For me, I prefer taking to a propagator.
So you don't raise your seedlings?
And the reason is raising seedlings again is all other science.
Okay.
And if you are not keen, you find you are going to waste a lot of time and a lot of resources.
Yes.
So I prefer, because it's also in one way or another, it's cost effective. Yes, raising your own nursery is more cheaper.
Yes.
But at times farmers should also try and look into what we call convenience.
Convenience, sure.
Convenience can be your success or can be your failure.
Yes.
So in terms of convenience, my convenience, I prefer using a propagator. And in my case, I use my good friend Mkulima Mdogo Seedlings, very genuine company.
Yes, I know Mkulima Mdogo.
Because I know there have been a lot of stories on propagation. Farmers that do not trust propagators, or I may take these seeds, they might exchange.
Yes.
But when it comes to Mkulima Mdogo, by the mere fact they have been in the industry for long, they have created trust over the years, and their qualities on another level. They are the people I trust to advise in terms of I call them, just know the varieties they have. They give me the best advice. They tell me, okay, for this time take this variety because you are at a certain place in form of altitude, you are at a higher place, this variety will do well. You are at this place which is lowland, this variety will do well. You are going to use drip irrigation, consider this variety. So for varieties, I'm sorted in the form of the propagator that you partner with.
So talking of your propagator, you can confidently assure farmers that Mkulima Mdogo will give them whatever they want in terms of the best variety and the best seedling.
Yes. And the good thing is, even without assuring with my mouth, it can be able to be seen in the form of the cabbages we have.
Good. Well, I can also attest to that. Right? Then somebody would like to know where they can find Mkulima Mdogo. So how can they find them?
Mkulima Mdogo Seedlings is located at Kenol, not very far from here. But for me, it doesn't matter where I am. You know, this project is in Moranga. If I get a project in Kisumu, they're the same guys I use. Like I have a tomato project at Kakamega. They are the guys who are doing the propagation right now. So
they deliver up to Kakamega?
They deliver to deliver anywhere in the country with no worry.
Wow, that's interesting. So I'm happy to hear what you went to advise farmers today. And I can assure you I'm also learning each and every day. I'm an expert, though each and every day is a learning day. And now, as we conclude, so many people would like to know how to meet Vonis, how to engage my shamba. So how do farmers engage Vonis? How do farmers engage my shamba? And you have not mentioned to farmers, you also have a marketing platform. So as we conclude, tell farmers how to meet my shamba, how to engage them, and give them the secret or the marketing platform where they can sell their products.
So that's true. We have a marketing platform. They can get it online as Ekosokoni.
Ekosokoni
is ECOSOKONI. Ekosokoni.
Yes.
We even have an app that is on Play Store.
Yes.
We are in Facebook as Ekosokoni. We are in Twitter as Ekosokoni, and we are also in Instagram as Ekosokoni. We started this platform because we realized the biggest challenge most farmers face in Kenya is market.
Sure.
So we wanted to try and consolidate that market. But at the same time, we realized, we went out there and marketed a lot. We were like, yes, you can get you farmers who have cabbages, farmers who have onions. Then the market was like, okay, bring the cabbages. Then surprisingly enough, we did not have the cabbages. But again, when we went back to the farmer, getting the cabbages and taking to the market was like, okay, you have got us the cabbages.
Yes.
But this quality, no way. So it became a gap, and we realized it doesn't matter about okay, you have the market, but what about the quality? And now on the quality, that's where the other company comes in. My Shamba is MAI Shamba SHAMBA that concentrates on the production aspect.
Yes.
Trying to make sure this farmer is able to get the right quality. And in that case, Meshamba, we also provide inputs in form of we have fertilizers, we have insecticides, we have fungicides, and for us, by the mere fact we are not associated with a specific company, we advise the best from experience. If it's a certain product, we are across board, and like a sales agronomist, you may come from a certain company and tell you this is our best insecticide, but you find in reality the active ingredient is of a lower percentage as compared to a different insecticide with the same active ingredient. For us, we advise you and tell you, okay, you have tomatoes, you are being disturbed by Tuta absoluta. This is the best chemical now in the market, and we are able to deliver to you from wherever you are. The same way like for cabbages, we have the aphids that are very tiresome to farmers. Or even most farmers don't know it's among the few insects that are not, they don't even lay eggs. One adult aphid gives birth to an aphid that is already pregnant with the grandchild of this adult aphid. So controlling them becomes very difficult. They develop tolerant to chemicals very fast, and we are able to provide such solutions. So we don't want to end up on just telling the farmer, okay, apply this, then ends there. The farmer goes to their shopping center, the farmer is in Kitale or in Turkana, that chemical is not there, and the agrovet guy, because they want to sell, gives them an alternative that is not active. This farmer will come and think you're the one who liked. Because this one gave him almost told him it's the same thing, which they are not the same thing, went and did not work. So we come here and tell you this is the best insecticide, but we can also provide, if you are unable to get there nearby, we can also send to you. So you can get us through WhatsApp. Number is 0748323628. For those outside the country who would like to consult, instead of 0, you add a +254 748 32 36 28. Because we are trying not only to be locally within Kenya, we want to push this for security to all of Africa.
The whole world.
The whole world if it's possible, but to start with home, which is Africa, and because Africa we have a lot of potential.
Thank you, bro.
Welcome very much.
Thank you for your time. Farmers, you've heard it from the agronomist Vonis. You got his contact. If you want to reach out to him, you can also check him across our social media at My Shamba, at Eco Sokoni. You'll find him and engage with him. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that we can continue learning together. Bye.